100 years of Leeds. It's centenary season for Leeds United, and it's time that we got them back into the Premier League. They're doing a great job of going about it in real life this year. We're going to hope to replicate that in this season with Leeds United in our first time actually ever at Leeds on any footballing game of all time. I've never used Leeds United. I'm very excited to awaken the sleeping giant. Hopefully we can get ourselves promoted in this first season and then kick on from there, but we shall wait and see. Drop this video a like if you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell too. You'll get an alert every single time a video goes live, which is every single day here on the channel, so do not miss any of this series. Share it with your friends, share it with people you know enjoy career mode, even those that have fallen out of love with career mode. Let's bring the love back for this series, and hopefully this could be the most successful series that we've had on the channel for FIFA 20 as a whole. Career mode has fallen off the map with the general FIFA consensus. Let's bring it and put it back on the map. Let's put Leeds United back on the European and world map as well, as we try and improve their stature. Of late, it's fallen, but they are a big club with a decent history, and we want to improve and build on that in this series. In this episode number 1, we're going to have a look at the squad. I'm going to let you know how much money I've got to spend and where I want to spend it. And we'll work our way through the pre-season tournament to try and raise a little bit extra money as well. With regards to what the board want from me, it's pretty straightforward. In fact, the most straightforward of any board expectations I've ever had. Invest in the youth heavily by signing 4 youth players this first season and play them too. That's not going to be easy. Then within 2 seasons have 2 of those 4 play at least 50% of the games in the next season. Now, if we get promoted season 1, that's going to be a big ask, but we shall try our best. Brand exposures shouldn't be too difficult whatsoever. There's no financial or continental. It's clear what the board are going to want. Invest in youth and win the league. Not just finish second or win the playoffs, win the league. Top of the table is all that's acceptable for the Leeds United board, and around a 32 appearance in the FA Cup as well. That's achievable. But the squad could do with a little bit of help. We've £15 million to spend currently, with the availability of up to another 4 to 5 if we win the pre-season tournament. Now, the squad looks decent to start with. For a championship level side, it's very good. This is the default formation that the team have. What do you guys recommend? Shall I try out this 4-1-4-1? Shall I change it? Shall we kind of experiment throughout the first couple of months of the season and see what sticks? I'm unsure as to what to do right now. Also, Leeds fans, let me know. Who are the players that you guys really get on with? Who are the club favourites? Who are the players that kind of on the fringes and you're not that worried about keeping? And players that perhaps don't have the relationship with the fans that would see them be absolute musts with regards to staying and or being in the starting lineup. This is the 11 that I've started with for now. Kiko Casilla in goal. Luke Ayling at right back. Then we've got White, Cooper and Stuart Dallas at left back. And then Phillips holding. Helder Costa, who's on loan on the right-hand side. To be fair, it's either White or Cooper, one of the two. In fact, maybe even both of the two. I think just White is on loan as well. Then there's Click in midfield alongside Jack Harrison, who's also on loan. Patrick Bamford up top to lead the line. However, we do have the pace of Eddie Nketiah on the bench, also on loan. And we've obviously got young Jack Clark back on loan after being sold on the bench to start things off. We've got Tyler Roberts, of course. We have Adam Forshaw, Gaetano Berardi, Alioski, and then a couple of lower-rated players just on the fringes. I have thrown a couple of players onto the loan list already, with views to moving them out to just free up a little bit more money with regards to the wage budget if we can. Obviously, Kiko Casilla is going to be my starting goalkeeper. Ilan Meslier is on loan, but he'll be here for this season. I'm going to send Kamil Miazic out on loan, and hopefully he can get some first-team experience and grow a little bit. We do have a handful of players out on loan ourselves, actually. There's Laurens de Bock, who's a left-back / left-mid. I don't know anything about him, but with regards his lack of pace, I'd say he's probably not going to be suiting my style of play, shall we say, when it comes to him coming back to the club. But maybe you could move him centrally and maybe play him at CDM. Maybe. Barry Douglas is my backup left back currently. Although, to be fair, I'm not sure what to do with Alioski. Is he better further forward? Or am I better suited to playing him at left back? I'm not sure. I need your feedback. I do have Barry Douglas as a backup, although again, he's not that fast. Perhaps could be better suited to playing in the centre of midfield. Leif Davis is going to go out on loan, hopefully. Although with decent physical stats to start with, hopefully he can grow. Let me know who to train as well in the comment section down below. Ben White, he, I believe, is in on loan. Or is it Cooper? It was one of the two of them is in on loan. Yes, it is Ben White that's in on loan. But White and Cooper are my two highest rated centre-backs, so they're certainly staying for the time being. Shaughnessy's out on loan. I'm not sure what his stats look like. 6'4", not the worst physicals in the world. Perhaps he could be trained. Hopefully he'll grow. Berardi is obviously a player that is very much able to be utilised anywhere in the defensive line. So it's good to have that sort of player in your squad. Then we've Jan Wassim Boy, who is loan listed and will go out. And also Pascal Streak, or Strauk, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that, but he also is loan listed. So I am going to need a centre-back in this window, I believe. Pretty sure I'm going to need a centre-back in this window. Either that or I'm going to have to hold on to Boy and hope that he's good enough if we need him to be called upon. But I think I'd like to buy a centre-back in this window. At right back, I've Luke Ayling. He's going to be superb for me. I've no doubts of that whatsoever. Stuart Dallas is currently playing at left back. But again, I need your feedback with regards to Alioski. Do I use him at left back or maybe utilise him in the midfield? Although we do have, of course, the two Jacks to play in midfield. Louis Cole is currently out on loan at Fleetwood. He looks okay physically. He's only 23, could do with some training. Perhaps could be a good player for the future. Calvin Phillips is going to go straight into the starting lineup. He's going to be a rock, I think, in our midfield. Unino Kane is kind of... He's an older, not quite as good Calvin Phillips, basically. But reliable, I think. Out on loan, we'll go Alfie McCallant. Grot is out on loan currently. J-Rod Grot, I don't know. 67 acceleration is dead, but 86 sprint speed is decent, and 91 strength intrigues me as well. 84 shot power too. Don't know about him. We'll see what happens when he comes back from loan. Obviously, Jack Harrison is in on loan, and he will be starting on the left-hand side for me. Mateusz Klich is a killer in the middle. He's going to be great, as is Adam Forshaw as a squad player to begin with. But he might find his way into the starting lineup depending on how well Klich plays. I am going to be playing Pablo Hernandez in a central role to start off with, but I might consider moving him forward to a cam. Depends what you guys recommend with the formation. We do have young Robbie Gotts, who's going to go out on loan, but he has good physical stats to start off with, so a good platform for growth. Jamie Shackleton, he's showing great potential apparently. I haven't loan listed him. Now, he looks like he could be a decent player. He's good in the stand tackle, sliding not so much, but good as a stand tackle. And to be fair, has pace. Could I use him as a wing back, potentially? 85 acceleration, 79 sprint speed. I like the look of him, although he's only 5'6". So does he suit playing at wing back? I'm not sure. Another Polish Mateusz, this one Bogusz. He's a central midfielder who, to be fair, 17 and 62 rated, looks okay. I might not loan him out. But I do have a number of central midfielders. In fact, perhaps it's best to loan him out, and then we'll see what he comes back as. Obviously, Tyler Roberts can play up top. He can play in midfield as well. I'm going to lean towards playing him just as an impact player off the bench in either of those roles, but we'll see how he grows in this first season and in the future. Jordan Stevens is going to go out on loan. Not sure what his future holds at the club. Obviously, Jack Clark's going to be heavily involved. I might be tempted to try and buy players like Jack Clark back once we get into Season 2. Pablo Hernandez, like I say, I'm going to utilise him more centrally because he doesn't have his pace anymore. So I think he could be a great creative force for us in the middle. Helder Costa is obviously going to be my starting wide man on the right, in on loan from, I think, Wolves. Pretty sure Wolves. And then at striker, I'd like another striker as well. We have Miika, who's out on loan. We have Tibitsky, who's out on loan as well. Neither of which I don't think are really going to suit my, specifically Rafa Miika, are going to suit my style of play. Pavel might be decent when he comes back, but I'm not sure. Eddie Nketiah is only on loan. Edmondson is young and not very good at all. And Patrick Bamford is probably not my kind of player. We might see Eddie Nketiah starting more often than Patrick Bamford, but I will give Patrick Bamford the go first because, of course, he is our man. So rather than relying immediately on loan talents or new signings, I will try my best to do as well as I can with my current starting 11. But what formation they play in, and if there are any alterations to that starting lineup with regards to personnel or positions, I'm of course open to your expert opinion. We are going to move through. This is going to be similar to previous series where we will simulate some games, we will play most, and we will take it from there. And hopefully we can get ourselves good progression in the majority of situations. It's nice to see that the majority of players, in fact all of the players, are happy that they've been loan listed, that have been loan listed. And Liam Cooper has very kindly welcomed me to the club, and I'm extremely excited to get cracking. We will sim this pre-season tournament on the whole, and we'll have our first game of the season in tomorrow's episode. But I am going to need your feedback before I can record that, because of course at the end of the next episode we'll be ending the transfer window, and I need to act upon your feedback in that next episode. I'm not sure what to expect from this pre-season tournament, to be fair. It was the most difficult one available, and it was the one that offered the highest rewards. But because it was the most difficult one available, I'm not sure if we're actually going to get all the way through. To be fair, they were all 3.5 stars with regards to their difficulty, or supposed difficulty. A loan offer for Boy. I'll hold off there for now, just because I want to see what you guys reckon with regards to that centre-back role. I think I would like to buy a... Oh, wow, he's very popular as well. I think I would like to buy a centre-back, and I would like to buy a striker. And because of the way that the board are putting a lot of emphasis on youth, I am going to spend some money on a youth scout at the beginning of this save, and probably a significant amount as well. I'll sign at least one top quality scout. None of these are top quality at this stage. And do I or do I not use the Scout Future Star this year? Let me know in the comments section. If you reckon I should, I will. If you reckon I shouldn't, I won't. Hopefully, a transfer offer for Berardi. That is a swift no, thank you. He's staying exactly where he is. I don't currently have any plans to sell anyone, because we have a lot of youngsters, and outside of that, not the biggest of squads. We don't have the quality in depth, just a really good starting 11 and a couple of decent substitutes. So the squad does need to be improved upon with regards to its quality in depth. We're not necessarily having the best pre-season tournaments here, and it does look like... Oh, thank you, Patrick Bamford. Now, can we grab a second to get ourselves a victory and give ourselves a brilliant opportunity of progressing through to the knockout stages? No, we're going to lose it, in fact. Saar with a second, 4 minutes from time. That is us out of this pre-season tournament, regardless of what happens against Hamburg. Not the start we were after. Robbie Gotts. I'll accept that loan deal. And hopefully he'll go out on loan there to Aarhus. And then, fingers crossed, grow quite a bit. I'm not sure who is going to be or which multiple players are going to be those that are going to grow spectacularly well in Season 1. Guys, those of you that have done a series with Leeds, or those of you that know the Leeds squad inside out, who are going to be my key players this year? I'm expecting Pablo Hernandez to be my creative force. I'm expecting Kiko Casilla to be very good for me in goal. I'm hoping the rest of my midfield that looks really strong will be very strong. But are we going to be able to compete right at the very top of this league on ultimate difficulty, of course, with the more difficult sliders that we've had throughout the course of FIFA 18 and 19 and now 20. We're on ultimate difficulty. Shot error down to 35. Pass error down to 15. Goalkeeper ability for the AI up to 60. Run frequency up to 60. And then first touch control error down to 35. That's all for the AI for me. Everything is default. I do get asked quite regularly what my sliders are. They are my sliders. So, rather than needlessly advance too much further and risk losing a potential transfer target to a rival club. Wow, that is a busy month of August. We might well be splitting August into two. I don't think we'll be playing all of those games in one particular episode, in which case we might have a little bit more time to gauge some feedback from you guys with regards to the transfer window. But let's see what youth staff are available now as we've progressed a little bit further through. Bang! That's what I'm after. 3.96 million is a lot of money to spend, but with regards what the board want from us and trying to build from within, I think I can't say no, can I? To a scout that is absolutely at his maximum. Now, I'm not sure who or what kind of players to scout for, so I shall, in fact, wait before sending him out. I will send him to England. We'll send him to England, but let me know in the comment section what sort of player shall I look for with my scout. So to recap, I'd like a centre back if we can afford a centre back and a striker as well, if money will stretch that far. We've £12 million to do that. We might have to rely on further loans. I will have a look through the free agents as well. Don't worry about that between episodes 1 and 2, and add some free agents to the shortlist as well, if there are any that catch my eye. Would you like me to use the Scout Future Star? Yes or no? Would you, not would you, where or for which players, which type of player do I send my scout out for? Attack-minded players, defensive-minded players, wingers, physically strong players, and then see where their positions are? Do we look for physicals first? Because we are using the realism mod, so I am able to train physical attributes more so than you are in the regular game. So we can train things like acceleration and composure and other stats that aren't necessarily able to be trained ordinarily through the default vanilla game. Of course, we're on PC. Playing this particular save. There haven't been too many big deals go through so far. I'm going to keep this first episode short and sweet. I don't want to waste too much of your time because not much has happened. But I need your feedback and I need your expertise if we're to succeed here at Leeds United. Please do show this series the most amount of support you possibly can. And hopefully we can have a very, very successful time here at one of England's biggest clubs. There are a lot of anti-Leeds people around, but I know Leeds have a great, sizable, devoted fan base, and I'm hoping you guys come out in force for this save. And those of you that aren't necessarily Leeds fans, fingers crossed you'll still enjoy the content too. I'm certainly looking forward to getting stuck in, and we will do that over the coming days. Happy New Year! Welcome to 2020. Welcome to a new decade. Welcome to a new club. Let's get stuck in. I'll see you tomorrow.